At the moment, we're seeing a lot of FUD on Solana, and if you've been keeping up with the updates the past couple of weeks, well, Solana is not doing what it needs to, but it's also the same for Bitcoin. It had a falling wedge, it's meant to break out, and at every attempt at pushing through the moving averages, it failed and rolled over to a new low. So this is not good for the whole entire market, because we're actually seeing this falling wedge pattern on nearly every single coin, especially the large caps at least. So when you break out, man, we're holding the 200 EMA. The last time it held the 200 EMA, it gave a new all-time high. So that's that anticipation when this holds. But it's just a first step. It needs to hold and break those key levels of resistances. So at first, it needs to reclaim this key area. And if you've been following my videos, I've constantly said that, unfortunately, guys, while it's under $215, this is bearish. It's actually trying to lose this key area of support. And it needed to keep on holding. So day by day, as it was holding, is looking great. But every single attempt, which was at the end of the week, which is not what we want to see, because the end of the week is where the stock market shuts. And that's where we see low volume weekends, where if we saw a move on Friday, like you did on this candle, it's a false move. So this attempted breakout of this key level of resistance was always going to fail. I was saying this in the video updates. If you're not getting it yet, stay tuned and you should learn. Check out the other videos on the channel. I really recommend tuning into the Bitcoin updates daily. Now, what is the next step for Solana? With actually failing to break out of this resistance, it would have been a first step in the bullish direction. The target would have been these two red boxes up here, but it would still be considered a lower high once it got up there. So a rollover was expected anyway from there, even though there has been this falling wedge pattern to take us higher. Had it even broken this, there would still be a lower high eventually, and it would have rolled over. The market is so weak that a bullish pattern is not even breaking out bullish. It's rolling over to new lows. And with all the FUD to do with Libra and Jupiter and Meteora, and the CEO of Meteora stepping down, one of the biggest exchanges on Solana, DEXs, Jupiter as well, somehow having a ties into this. But them saying that they don't. There's just a whole bunch of Solana FUD at the moment. The whole ecosystem's taking a big hit. And right now, with that all being the case, that's all the fundamental side. On the technicals, it's losing all the key supports it needs to hold if we want to see a new all-time high. So at the moment, it's actually throwing that out the window by losing the 200 EMA. So over the past day, I said it really needs to reclaim 180 and 190. And then from here, it just went down even lower. It's actually attempting to lose the range low. And actually, beyond 2 weeks ago, maybe, at least within the last month, I was saying that if it really loses the 200 EMA, it's looking like this double top will actually form. And it should not be just Solana, it should be the rest of the market also. Even if Solana bounces, guys, it still needs to reclaim that old level, and we get further and further away from it. It means that the bounce, even if Bitcoin bounces, it might not be long enough for Solana to sustain and reclaim 215. It puts it in a situation where even if it gets up there, it's probably going to be a lower high. We've got these bearish crosses forming in recent days, in the last week. These are not good signs, guys, and these are the targets if it ever does break down lower. So nothing that I want to bring to you guys, because as a holder of Solana, I don't want it going down. But these are the brutal facts at the moment, not bringing emotions into it. Now, what do we need to see from here for it to break out bullish and invalidate these lower down targets? Well, first of all, reclaim 170, 180, and 190, and then 215. Remember that you can pump up into there, or even up as high as there and still roll over. Big risks at the moment, even in the mid to long term. What we need to see, at least in the short term, are these four circled areas reclaimed. 170, 180, 190, and $215, my mistake. Only then I'm seeing personally structural changes. Until then, I just believe that these pumps are just relief rallies, eventually going to roll over. And yeah, breaking through that is a first step, but that could even happen all the way up there. So very risky times. If you want to find out personally what I'm doing, I've made some extreme changes to the portfolio. If you want to find out, use the links in the description below to jump into the Discord community. If you want to learn to do this on your own as well, I do market updates in there, live streams, and then you can ask me questions as well, as I mentor you how to read the charts just like me. And yeah, bring my thoughts on the market. What's the next step? That's it from me today. Stay tuned on the channel, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Turn on the notification bells, and please tune into those Bitcoin updates if you ever have spare time. Cheers.